Good afternoon. Welcome to our Black Friday program where we dive into the roots and consequences of this shopping phenomenon. I am Daisy, and before we do that, let's hear what the streets have to say. John, what's happening outside there?
Hi Daisy, John here, coming to you live from Nordinder Street, where we're going to ask individuals and families why they're shopping on Black Friday. Hi Andy, thanks for speaking with us. I know you were shopping on Black Friday. What was that like? What was your experience like?
Honestly, pretty stressful.
Yeah.
There's so many options to choose from. I bought protein powder, and I'm a very picky buyer, so I love to get a detailed analysis of everything. And because there were so many options, I sat there for 2-3 hours, stressing myself.
3 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people out and about, hey?
Yeah,
Is it harder to shop with many people around, or?
definitely. Yeah. Although I prefer online shopping,
Yeah.
mainly because of the people in the shops who are stressing me out as well.
Okay, thank you. Really appreciate your time.
No worries, thank you.
Awesome.
I really like Black Friday because finally at that time I can buy the things that I want in my wish list. For example, this year I went to Roermond with some of my friends and then I bought new bags and also some things that I really want this year with cheaper price. Price.
And that list, how far in advance do you prepare that list?
So I usually prepare that things in 3 months before
Yeah, wow.
because there are some things that we want to do, we want to buy every year, right? But I think that I don't really like that idea because it's just for the big brands and the smaller brands can afford that to throw that.
Can I ask, what's Black Friday like in Indonesia? Does it happen?
Yeah, so it's just for some Western brand in our country, for example, like La Senza and then the Victoria's Secret, but the other brand doesn't have it. But actually, we also have that kind of big sale in Indonesia, for example, in the National Day, like the Idul Fitri. And then the New Year sale. So usually they throw like a big sale on that day. So the store and also the mall open until midnight.
Well, in general, I'm quite opposed to Black Friday because you see that a lot of companies and brands and stores change the pricing system. So you think you're buying something cheaper, but it's actually not. So you think you're buying something cheaper, but it's actually not. And it creates a lot of extra pressure on the environment. So we've always decided to not participate in the Black Friday. We are open on that day because for us it's just a regular day. We don't care bonus, but I'm not gonna do the buying based on achieving even more growth than we've had in the past 2 years mainly.
I just wanted to ask you one last question. It was just, when do you typically have sales? So it obviously wasn't on Black Friday, but when do you do it?
Well, basically we don't do sale. So not like the seasonal sales. We have an online outlet with products that are at least 12 months old. And only if I feel it necessary to discount them, because a lot of the things are not fixed on a season, so there's always an opportunity to wear them, to sell them. And I don't want to devalue the work of the makers. We only had like one big sale here last summer because we did a renovation inside when we needed to clear out a lot of the older stock and discontinued brands. But in general, you won't see us like discounting things that came in September and then they'll be with 30% discount in December, because then you're screwing over your loyal customers.
Yeah. No, that's very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate your perspective.
Thank you.
Black Friday has an official history tied to the Philadelphia police. Back in the 60s, they named the day before the annual Army-Navy football game Black Friday. The term was supposed to mean that officers had to work long hours, dealing with heavy traffic, bad weather, and, in their own words, other miseries.
Hi Daisy, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, John, for your insights. And to continue with this discussion, I would like to invite our exciting panelists whom we have with us, Pia and Putra. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Daisy.
Now, to unpack this discussion that is ongoing, I want us to understand, how does this day affair that has been made global affects our everyday, and also how does it affect environment? Putra, what are your thoughts?
I think, generally speaking, we all know the consequences it has for the environment. But I think for me personally, as an individual, I like to purchase things for my future, wears.
Yeah.
So for example, last week I went to Roermond and purchased some personal items to wear on a everyday life.
Yeah.
And it was discounted for almost 50% up to 70%.
Yeah,
That's how I thought about it.
it's exciting, yeah.
Yeah, that's very exciting. My colleague had to travel 3 hours, to go and shop in Roman. But I think in general, we understand the impact that these things have on the environment. I mean, COP28 conference in Dubai on climate change and sustainability, speaks about that. But the contradiction to it is our world leaders traveled all over the world, from all over the world. I know my president traveled from Nigeria for that event, and so many other persons as well. But you see them, they took flights to this event. They consume, emit more carbon, to the environment. But I think for our everyday, it should just be a personal and individual decision. Once we think about consuming less, tend to decarbonize what we do and recycle. We should imbibe the attitude of recycling materials, things that we know that it's still okay, we can still use them. We don't need to buy and buy and buy and buy, so that we can all achieve sustainable environment. So yeah,
Those are good insights, and thank you so much for your thoughts.
Thank
I think to wrap up this, it's an individual initiative that we have to protect the environment, despite the fact that our everyday life depends on some of the needs, but I think we can always recycle some of the things that we have. So it starts with you and me to first protect the environment before you think of what you need.
yes.
You understand? Because the environment is what we need. So thank you very much, and
Thank you.
see you again,
Yeah, thank
same
you.
time, same place.
Yeah, bye-bye.